15 minutes of fame. Let's go.
Yeah. See that little thing right there?
Oh, I see it.
That's full 1080 right
That
there.
little
So
thing
they
right there?
see everything right now.
Don't drag me in the
Shooney the
comments.
rap in the building.
Hola.
Special
Hi, guys.
guest. Let me show them who I got over here to my left too, man. Mr. Mills.
Mills, you already know what time it is.
NHB.
Judgment Day.
You just put this out here. Don't try to take over my interview, all right? You ask questions, and that's it, okay? I know how
Respect.
you do. I've been watching you, okay,
Word,
Mills? No, I'm
word.
joking. What's
Now-
up, guys?
Now, yo, first and foremost, man, you the best, man. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks
know,
for having me.
I know.
Finally, it's only been like 2 years. Every time I see him, he'd be like, yo, I'm going to have you on the show. I'm going to have so-and-so hit you up. And then I never get a call or anything. I'm
Nah,
like, oh, I
'cause-
think this dude does not like me. This is
Nah,
why.
you're like one of my favorites.
Am I?
I'm not just
This
saying
is how
that.
you treat
I
one of your
I
favorites?
really think you're like the beautiful version of Shotgun Suge.
Oh, thank
You're like
you.
she's like the actual like, you know, she's the female Shotgun Suge. Like you're very.
That's a compliment. I love
Yeah,
Suge, so
that's
don't
what's
drag him in the comments either, okay? Because I will fuck y'all up for Suge. No, I'm joking.
Word. Now, yo, real quick, you know,
Yeah?
you from the X, right?
Well, I was born in the Bronx, but raised in Mount Vernon, so I represent Mount Vernon most of the time. But
that
shout
shit
out
is
to the
the
Bronx.
same.
It's
Word.
not the same, okay? Mount Vernon is right outside of the Bronx. Our murder rate is up. Like, we catching bodies out there, my nigga. Chill.
Now, yo, I
Oh, my God. What's wrong with these damn headphones?
I wanna-
Embarrassing me on live video.
I want to ask
back.
you too, like, yo, like everybody knows, you know, you from the battle rap side.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you even like get into it, yo? And like, cause I always want to know how females get into the battle rap shit, cause like I think that's so like crazy that like.
So, I always was, well, not always rapping, but I started rapping when I was in college. And it started because I had a radio show called I Dream of Shooney, and this was at Westchester Community College. So it was a very poppin' radio station or whatever. And on the other side of the radio station, they had like a studio, a rap studio, regular, do shit or whatever. So somebody asked me to do a verse, not really a verse, but like a hook. And I liked the way my voice sounded. So I skipped class like 2 days or whatever. When I came back, they was like, yo, Shooney, I heard you on that shit. And they was hyping me up. And I was like, that sound good. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it because I always felt like I could rap, but nobody ever gave me the time of day. So I spit some shit was kind of trash to me, but they was on it. So I was like, oh, I like this. I like the attention. So I started rapping from there. And then I was doing that, and my name was actually Shooney, not Shooney the rapper. But then when MySpace was out, I had 2 pages, and I was like, why you have 2 pages? And I'm like, okay, let me name one Shooney the rapper page, but they couldn't see the word page. So they started calling me Shooney the rapper, so I stuck with that. And then I used to, while I was rapping, then I got pregnant and I had my daughter. This was 5 years ago. And then I was just sitting at home, and, you know, DNA can be very annoying with sending out battles. And I don't know how he found me, but he sent me a link to his battle with Roan. And I watched it, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It was like nothing I had ever seen before. You know, nigga had bombs strapped on him and shit. So I watched that, and then I clicked on another one. And then before I knew it, I had watched like 8 hours of battles, and my eyes was like bloodshot red and shit like that. And I was like, yo, this is really fascinating. Fast forward to a couple of months later, I kept getting an annoying DM from, which happened to be Debo. He kept DMing me.
This is the greatest story of all time right now.
He
Okay.
kept DMing me like faithfully every time, and I kept ignoring it. And then finally, I'm just like, "What is this that you're talking about?" He's like, "It's a female battle rap league," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. You know what? I'll think about it." So, you know, I had my daughter, whatever the case may be, and then I went to one of the battles. DNA invited me to something, and it ended up being the one where Arsenal and Hitman battle was packed in there. So when I got there, true story, I started seeing the girls that I had seen on Queen of the Ring because they had a couple of videos out. So I was like, oh, wow, that's QB. And then I see Norma, and I'm like, that's Norma. And I'm like, they look so much different, you know, in person. But then I started thinking about what I would say to these girls if I was to battle them. And I started to think about what I would say to Norma exactly right then and there. I was like, oh, she got on that black lipstick. Look at them boots. Like, all types of shit. I fucks with Norma, though. Yeah. But back then, this is what I was thinking when I seen her. And then I was like, you know what? If this guy hits me one more time, I'm going to do it. Lo and behold, he DMs me again. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Why not? And he tells me, you're going to battle Norma Bates. And I was like, yes, I already have stuff for her. Like, I was so excited. And then, you know, I prepared for the first battle. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what I was supposed to do, what I was supposed to say. So I just knew I had to be kind of disrespectful or whatever the case may be. I just didn't know how it was going to go down. And then when I seen her, I was supposed to battle her at the same one that Jazz and all the other girls debuted, but Norma had death in the family, so we didn't battle. And then the next time we battled, and when I seen her, I'm like, oh, hey, Norma. And she didn't speak to me. I was like, oh, I didn't know she didn't like me for real. What kind of shit is this? So I
This
was
is great,
like,
yo.
I'm like, yo, this battle shit is crazy. So when she didn't want to speak to me, I was like, ooh, wait till we get in there. I'm going to throw one of them little pieces of her outfit at her. I'm going to be mean to her. And then she's going to tell me I had drawn on eyebrows. I was very upset about that. And that's what I was like, well, here's a piece of your outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I just was known as, you know, the disrespectful and the personal type because I talked about her outfit from when I seen her at the URL battle, whatever.
Right.
It was all real shit. And then from there, once they seen the battles, everyone kind of forgot that I was a studio rapper. And I was like, oh, well, this shit is great. And then I started to get recognized. And my manager is just like, oh, what are you doing? You supposed to be doing studio stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but the studio stuff, only a few people knew me. Like, one of the people that didn't know me was... well, I forget his name. Forget it. So it was like a few people that knew me, but it was like no one would ever come up to me in the street, and they were coming up to me from the battle shit. And I'm like, yo, I love this. I'll never stop. And then my manager, you know, he got upset. He's still my manager, but he got very upset. And I'm like, I'll never leave this. Like, you got to kill me first, you know?
Now, you know, like being like you said, like she didn't talk to you, like being there to us about the battle. Like, did you ever feel like that towards other girls that, you know, you had a battle, or did you ever feel like there was like pressure to like not be friends, or? No,
not really. But it took me and Norma a while after we battled to actually start speaking again. Like it was several events where I was like, damn, she really just ain't gonna speak to me. And I'll be like, hey, Norma. She won't speak to me. I'll be like, I'll try again the next time I see you. Hey, girl. And then after like the third time, she finally was like, this bitch gonna keep speaking to me, and then finally said hello. And I was like, all right, she's back on my good side, you know? It was weird. And then it just, I don't know. It just, I wouldn't battle a friend now. And everybody always picks, you know, I was just talking to Mills earlier about how everybody says, oh, you and Phara are such good friends. How did you guys battle? Because we weren't friends, you know, prior to the battle. We became friends like the next event right after the battle or whatever. But I don't think I wouldn't battle someone that's close to me, because I know I wouldn't follow the rules. It would be like, don't get personal and don't say this and don't say that. But at the end of the day, it's a battle and I want to win. So I'm going to end up fucking up the friendship.
Yeah. Now, yo, one thing that I noticed about you is, yo, you're very aggressive. Yo, you're disrespectful. All that.
Right.
Like, what's the line with you? You know what I mean? And is there a line in battle rap, like, especially with the females? Like, I know the touching thing is the kind of like the guys' line.
So, not in battle rap. Like, when we're actually battling, there is no line for me if we're actually in the ring. If we're outside the ring, I don't play with my children. Everybody knows I have 2 daughters. I don't play with my children. And I don't play, like, the casket game, like pictures, like say it's a battle coming up and they're like, you gonna die, and they'll put my face on a dead body. Like, I don't play that. That shit is eerie, it's creepy, and that'll get your head knocked off. I don't like shit like that. Like, don't play with me. Don't put me on no obituary. Don't try to make no shirt with me on it. Like, that's crossing the line. And I don't like stuff like that, and I always speak about that. Like, and then anything that's outside the battle, if we're not in the ring for those 9 minutes right here, everything else that you're talking about, like real life, oh, you're going to talk about my baby father and shit like that, or put up posts that I may have put up on my social site or something like that, that's grounds for getting your ass whipped. Because what does this have to do with the battle? You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're in the battle, you can say all of that. You can be like, your baby father's fat, he's this, he's that. Go ahead, baby girl. You can say you're going to shoot my kids, all that. That's entertainment. But as soon as we stop battling, anything that crosses the line, I don't play that. And that'll get you fucked up.
Word, that's crazy. Now, yo, like the whole, I know you are off out of the ring. You're like the nicest, most coolest person in the world.
Oh, thank you.
But yet, when it's time to go, you're like the most disrespectful. Like, what's the switch with you? Like, is it like how do you separate the two? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. It's rough. Like, my sisters were calling me the devil. They were like, you were conjuring up the devil right before, like, I got in the ring on Panic Room 3. Like, I was speaking to everybody, and then when I got on the stage right before I went in, somebody tried to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm in battle mode. And I just, pushed her off to the side. Talk to me, when I'm finished, because right now I don't want to smile. I don't want to look at you or anything like that. And some people did get pictures right before I got into the ring. It just had to be something where I'm like, my mission is to kill, destroy, whatever. And I don't want to smile. Like, I can't be friendly. I don't want to do any of that. And I think I had lost that. And that's why I messed up in a couple of my battles or whatever the case may be. I wanted to get the feeling that I had right before I battled Norma, and she gave me that feeling because she didn't speak to me. I was like, oh, this bitch, I'm about to kill her because she didn't speak to me. And I'm like, that was my aim for Panic Room 3 that night. Like, get back into that tunnel mode where you feel like, okay, I don't fuck with this girl at this moment. Word. For the next 9 minutes, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to smile. I don't want to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I just do. Just try to get into a different mode because I am nice, but my family does say I have a bad attitude. So I guess it's just that part that I call on when it's time.
Word. Now, you say Duchess 3-0'd you. We all know that. You know what I'm saying?
She did. It was rough for me.
She 3-0'd you.
It was rough. It was rough. I didn't get around.
I'm biased.
I did not get around.
Duchess 2-1.
Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas is crazy.
Yo, real quick. I like off this. Like, everybody in the chat room is saying Shooney's dope. Shooney could fight. Shooney punk matrimony. Like they really fucking with you. They really fucking with you. And homie said that he got robbed. He wants you to know that he got robbed in Mount Vernon.
Did he?
Dude Noel, yeah, so shout him out.
I'm pretty sure I know the robber too. That's fucked up too. Like, niggas do not play in Mount Vernon. And it probably was like the moment that he got either off the 5 train or the 2 train and he stepped cause it's weird. Like, if you on the left side of the street, you in the Bronx, right side is Mount Vernon. As soon as you go on the right side, they will rag you like for anything you got. If you don't know somebody over there, you don't want to be in Mount Vernon.
Word. Nah, but now, opponent wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you pick and choose your opponents? I mean, are you just open to battle anybody with a check? Because I know, that's what it's about nowadays. But, I don't think, like, I like your matchups. You know what I mean? Like, they make sense to me. Like, how do you pick and choose your opponents? And, is there anybody out there that inspires you to, you want to battle them right now?
So to the first part of the question, I never picked any of my opponents besides Matrimony. And then that's the one I fucked up in. I was so crazy. Like, all my other battles or whatever the case may be, Debo and them picked them. And I'm like, okay, sounds good to me or whatever the case may be. Like, well, kind of Phara. I picked her too because she took a shot at me in her Norma battle. So I was like, it's no way.
Phara's known for that, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to battle her. So I battled her. But other than that, I let them choose. When I battled Bonnie, they called me about Bonnie, so I was like, okay, cool. The Vixen the Assassin, which that battle never came out or whatever the case may be, I got a call to battle her, and I said, okay, she's decent, she's on the come up and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it was a nice trip to Chicago. Even though that battle won't come out, unfortunately. And then with the other Vixen, I seen some of her stuff, and I'm like, she's not ready for me. But it was a money move. They was giving up some good bread over there. So I was like, all right, I'll take it if she thinks so. And then, I fuck with her too. It was, she felt like, not that they set her up, but she let her team tell her she was ready. And then when she got in front of me, she realized she was not ready. And she says this all the time. Like, it was like, oh shit, Shooney's really in front of me, and you almost seen her almost like wither up and die in front of me. And I'm like, if I see that, I'm really gonna pick on you. Like, the moment I seen that she was a little shaken when I was like, black bitch, and got her face, I was like, I'm gonna go even harder and even closer. And then she took off her shoes, and I'm already 6'4" when I have on heels. So I'm like, it's no way. Like, it was rough for her. So I never really picked my battles. And then the last part of the question, I want to battle Miami. I like her. Word. And I want to battle Mulatto. So I think
would you battle QB since y'all the 2 most disrespectful females?
I wouldn't, because QB was one of my first friends in battle rap. And we're not as close as we used to be, but that's still one of my friends. And I know if I called her, I needed something, she'd be right there, or vice versa. It's like that. So I would never battle QB.
Word, that's crazy.
Even though that would be such a disrespect.
15 minutes of fame. Let's go.